Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I just wanted to do a quick video, just something that I thought would be a beneficial topic and something for you to think about as you are finishing up the work week, right? And basically, it's talking about your work ethic and why your work ethic is important, and also the benefits of having a really super work ethic. And so actually, let me bring up a scripture verse because I'm going to kind of take it from that perspective and then bring it back. So let me adjust a little bit. Okay. So the verse that I looked at today, which kind of popped up in my spirit, now I'm like, okay, looks a little better. It's not going to stay though. So the verse that I wanted to read comes from Colossians, and it's Colossians 3:23, New Living. I really like the New Living translation. It breaks things down to where anybody can understand it. So it reads as such: work willingly at whatever you do, as though you were working for the Lord rather than for people. Let me read it again. Work willingly at whatever you do, as though you were working for the Lord rather than for people. That right there, that is so impactful. You know, I have to remind myself often, at the 9 to 5 that I have, that I'm not working for the company per se. I'm not working for the company or the manager or the CEO or the board of directors. I am working for God. And that's so important because it really sets up not only your mindset, but it really does set up how you position yourself when you are on your job, how you view your job, how you view your coworkers, how you view your manager, your supervisor. That scripture in itself really tells you, really reminds you that you need to be on that job as though God was right there with you, watching you. And I'll tell you something else, as I was meditating on that scripture, I'm just like, it doesn't matter what job you have. It doesn't matter for how long you've been on the job, how short of a time, doesn't matter what you do. I was just like, it doesn't matter the profession. It doesn't matter. You have to have a position where your work ethic is bar none. No one can say anything contrary about how hard you work. What did you do? I often think about people who are really, really super committed to their job and what that looks like. Of course, there is a balance. And I often talk about this, especially in the industry that I work in, because I'm in a helping industry. And people sometimes have the balance where they're doing so much for their job and the other areas of their life are lacking. But back to work ethic, I think about some of the mentors and people that I've had who have influenced my life. And, I look at how they worked, and I look at, people who stayed at work after the time period has ended. They come in early. If the work schedule says you come in at 8, these people are typically there at 7:45, 7:50. They clock in on time. They clock out on time. They're not trying to skimper around and cheat the system. And, I just think about, especially believers, we are supposed to be setting the example for other people. People are watching us. God reminds me of that all the time. People are watching us. People are watching to see what we are doing, especially when the boss isn't around. I can think about some of the past jobs that I've had, and even current job, the current job. And I look at, what people are saying and doing when the boss is around. And then when the boss leaves, does that change? Are they still the same? And I've been guilty, and there's been things that I've done that I should not have, or, I could have done better, I should say. Not necessarily that I should have done. There are things that I could have done better, so I try to be mindful of, I want to do this job in excellence. because I often will look at my goals, my future things that I want to see take place. And I'm like, this is just the start. This is not the place where I'm going to end. This is just a start. And, you know, there's a Bible verse where God talks about, you know, whatever you do among the least, I will give you greater, you know. So you think about where you are. You may not be at the place you really want to be, but people remind you that be thankful for the job that you have. We are not married to these jobs, meaning you have to sacrifice everything. So again, kind of talking about that balance, but you have to really treat that job as though it is the final place, although it is, you know, your own business or what have you. Whatever you have to do to your, you know, to your mindset to make you understand that this is not the end. And God will bless you. If he sees what you're doing now with the small things, he will most certainly bless you with bigger things. So that's really where, you know, the scripture that I'm thinking about. You know, taking care of the things that are small, that are insignificant, so that you can develop a character and develop this work ethic, so that when more responsibility, when greater responsibility, when your territory is enlarged, you are prepared. So again, people are watching you. Look at what you're doing as though God is right there watching you. I don't want this to be an extremely long video. I just really want to share with you this morning as something to be reminded as you're on your commute to work. If you're at work right now and you're watching this video, if you just got off work, I mean, I know people work different shifts and different things. Just be reminded of your work ethic and be reminded that you are doing this as though you are working unto the Lord. Let that be a blessing to you. Think about it, meditate on it, and just do what you know you are called to do, and do it in excellence. Thank you so much for watching. This is Naturally Nija J, and I appreciate you sharing this video, commenting, liking it, so that the word can get out. Thanks so much, guys. Have a wonderful Friday. Bye.